what do we want from Destiny D3? Now let's look at this holistically. Destiny is unlike any other game in that we know this is going to be around for a very long time. And unlike a game where a bunch of DLC comes out and then you move on to the next game, DLC is going to be what continues to sort of morph and change Destiny. Destiny is in a lot of ways a platform. It's not just a shooter.
That's right.
Year 2 is sort of the banner in which they're kind of framing some of this new stuff, right? Year 2 is
we see on a lot of the gear now.
Yeah,
this is the max
1.
damage for year 1.
Year 1,
Yes. So what do we want to see from Bungie at E3?
I think we could go over some of the obvious stuff. New level cap, new damage level. Those are 2 things right off the bat that come to mind immediately. But those are simple asks.
Yeah.
Those are kind of obvious things that should come.
Yeah, look, I think that...
I have others, but I want to give you guys a chance.
Obviously. I know, that's like softballing it in there. It's really important that the next... Well, here's what I'd love, actually. I would love if there was something in between for the summer and that I find out that I don't have to wait till September, October, or whenever that year 1 moment is when the next thing comes, because we're probably going to find out what that release date is and what is coming. That's the whole point. But I feel like maybe we're going to find out we're going to have to wait. So I hope that there's something in between.
Yeah.
They let us know what that is because, we're all talking about what we want changed in the current build, but think about it. We could be talking about till September, October. What about that raid that we want, So anyway, that'd be cool. But for the next iteration, which is really the beginning of year 2, I think. I would love to find out, and I think most people, story is an obvious one, that they're taking a new approach to the storytelling with probably cutscenes that are a little more in depth, and I like some of the stuff they did in House of Wolves. Skippable, fix all that.
Yeah.
I think that I really just want to see a lot. It's probably going to be too much to name. But I feel like I call it year... I keep calling it Destiny 1.5 because I believe the Destiny 2 is somewhere out there in the background too, and I don't know if that's going to come in 2016, but I feel like they need a lot for the next drop. That's all I'm saying, right? We've given a lot of time, but with what's happened with House of Wolves, etc., you're going to need to do a lot of fixing.
What about you, Jose? Brand's right.
Yeah, no, I think you both have listed enough things. I mean,
I have another one.
Sort of the obvious. Yeah. Fran has brought up some of the what am I doing in between. I do want them to commit to more raids.
Yeah.
I think raids are a unique part that Prison of Elders does help as an alternate in-game activity. And I would like to see them to continue to explore that. But right now, our expectations for Destiny DLC is you're not coming for the single-player content or the story-based missions. You're not really coming for those. They were fine in House of Wolves, but Dark Below, they were super disappointing. You're coming
the core
for
game.
You're coming for end-game content like the raid, like Prison of Elders, like the Trials of Osiris, which is sort of higher level thinking.
On your note, one of the things Ryan's been talking about is give me a raid at level 20. Give me an easier, or at least a lower difficulty so I don't have to spend as much time as you and Jose have just to do a raid.
I have been trying to sell Ryan McCaffrey on raiding since I did it in December. We came back from break and I'm like, please, McCaffrey, you would love this. And he's like, this sounds like I would, but I don't want to commit that time.
That's interesting, but it should be a lot easier to get to level 30 and above now, right? Because you just need to grind the strikes and get some Vanguard marks or whatever.
That's true. That's not very fun though.
But you get 20 Vanguard marks from the daily now, by the way. You play daily for a week, you're pretty set to buy something.
So I got convinced this past weekend to roll a second character, which I did not, I've been against because I always have wanted to experience Destiny under the banner of one. Sure. I feel like that should be a good enough position to experience that game. And that is going to be the problem, that when I get to the higher levels, and I have some gear stored, I came into this smart. Every time I got a cool Warlock exotic or a cool Titan exotic, I just kept it aside because I was like, I might need the shard, and if not, I might, who knows, one day that can happen. But right now, grinding strikes is not fun to get to a higher level. It's not. But I do.
Actually, the more proficient way to do it is play multiplayer now. Because you get more marks in multiplayer.
Yep. And you get more chances at cool stuff dropping.
Yeah, it's equal. But you can also farm public events. You get 4 marks per each public event, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure it's 4.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think you're right.
What else do you have?
So
I got a list.
I kind of thought about, they've done a great job with multiplayer. They've given us Trials of Osiris. They've given us the Iron Banner. They have the core multiplayer, and I think the core multiplayer needs to be fleshed out a little more. Where's Capture the Flag? There's no game type even close to Capture the Relic or something, more vehicle maps. We've only got 2 vehicle maps, They kind of just abandoned the whole big team battle idea. And I don't know. I'd like to see a little bit more of that.
Okay. Yeah, so the more I thought about it.
Just the core multiplayer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's how my thinking is framed for what I want to see. So I actually want to see the fundamentals of the game are being changed. So you know what? I'm less about, and I know we're running short on time, so I'm less about, okay, add more raids and like add this. I think that's all great. But what I want to hear at E3 is, we've heard you, we've looked at it, and so, okay, the Vault, we're changing it. Okay, it's going to change. We hear you, right? Like, it's an obvious one.
Yeah.
We're going to find out that we're addressing, like weapon slots, right? The Vault's not going to solve that. I still feel like I don't have the right switching between weapons.
Yeah, that's another thing. Like, I don't even want to get weapons anymore because I'm like, I don't have anywhere to put it.
Yeah.
You know?
But I will say that whatever they show up at E3 showing has to be focused on not just Destiny's hardcore audience, but a wider audience that they want to attract.
Sure. And
so probably talking about the Vault and probably talking about some of the stuff, that'll be stuff we learn through interviews or through like hands-on, but I think that whatever they do show will be like, here's the brand new real estate you're going to be checking. There's a new planet or something.
Oh,
like, there's a new set of
something. A whole new planet? That would be awesome.
Like that, I think, is the thing that you show at E3 because you don't want to show... Well, you want to show something that will recapture people who have walked away from this game.
But see, that's what I'm getting at, though. And, I know there's more on that list, but, like, why would a new planet capture me? I'm going to run into the same things, right? So, I don't know. Like, are you getting at that you think they just need to do a big drop of content? Yeah, 2 raids. We're going to have 3 exclusive strikes. We're adding 7 exotics in this. Like, you think gear and places and things will kind of bring people back?
Yes.
I think partially.
Yeah.
I think the bigger issue is actually, like... the drop system, right? All that. Well, you've kind of been burned by that.
Yeah.
So
Destin's
just freaking out on time over here. So
no, it's not.
That's
30-minute podcast.
They can all hear you. Like he's like actually whispering into our ears. We're done.
Get us done.
But the point is, right? I think they need significant drops and not just another version of House of Wolves.
So why don't we open this up to listeners? Email us, destiny@ign.com. Put in the subject line, which Destin loves to read.
Jose's reading these. Jose called it out.
Fine, I'm going to pick a handful, and we're going to read them on the air.
Cool.
What do you want from Destiny E3? So what I want from Destiny at E3 is, and then shoot us that list.
Yeah.
What is it? What is it that you really want to see when Bungie shows whatever this
I'm going
next
to forward
thing
all that to Bungie. Just send it to them.
No.
They'll be ready.
We're going to have to record early next week.
Yeah, because the podcast room is getting taken apart.
Yep.
I'm sure of it. Let's get it done Monday or Tuesday.
Yeah. So send your emails this weekend.
So the minute you hear this podcast, you better send it in. If it's past Tuesday, I'm sorry, but we're not going to be able to read it.